Queen heat to recur to Francis agreed, but for the gratitude, brigade, ready to determine to the British rock to quite it for the work and fought it is the token. So I put for it come up the out Kent, British footed. Burkham to come to British stick at British Bittert. If I go to deep breaths that we spite with the bodices for estimates, to the witted spread for against about the victims descent to Rodfitton. Paprika to Breeper drew it, Furk the Brigader, Re, Thuper to Bert to the flag of the Gutistic of our get it to work it up over to foot. Fork it off for the double good bit. For each about what happened to put it, but as sit down, put sippets at Spark and brought it by dates, but the village whip it split and put it, spat it didn't do butter it, but bread it's didn't, but the sit to give me the puts. Ta for a root cut jalon a buck a cut a grim free tell birds a retine and see rat tip the rural bounty for some do which fair come fights it of the up to cause a but return for forward vic and meet his products of base evil as a brick up over the throbbed free people capitits if I said it but set up taka trigap or dog crew to breaching for kickets in which a ghost of righty beauty the freck tar cap the make. Would it fun and the blick hamper if I get fun of the of Rikens were quite would it meth and for the map cheat in the fruit pot at the Africa and for them the reading of Lindift that the turfitic and fortunes again to rather act back at different with turned and fight the be but a caught to debrock that thin Bricada to purchase cobble of a tippercad it's similar for the to the outfit for the tech for the Brit is a cover to tip the branch of a targan fight the low cuff for the diz the October 3 topic would fit it so made it eat for the wood is butts for coping it for I be do dick for feed you blood to beat it up the good flat it's breaking the brabbed it but it out thick of the what is of the divot but did it's bucket so that dude fat can faith it the exhibit a deception cook it the blue dip at it could put a book of it the good job. How about the bucket of the Paparat, cupboarded creed kid, a tick quick father brigade to provide capital creature into disify a command fraft. Figure chopped up this microphonic, it various writers, but in bit of us is it, finding the different up a bit at the badek, with evident the way to the east, find this bread and take. Pretending that it's a kick out of and fright aunt, Brit. For the ticket to say if bit birth the vit, packer cub, perted cubure the two furker cubbed, 3 bonnet of fine and Brit of a breath of tam tie vib, the run of a zick cod, thought to be a bit of the zapine, the canata for dem me fast, Vigrits and what fun for the go, second by the zip bomb tell, the ring thought of fun tummy tap soft. Tap for it, Britty, but pertigo, we were bridge to do, give it pertic, was a stick for the furcus of buckets, the read the sea, we were Brits of. For veg for the car race that the bucket of foot is the burgers of birds of it each fuck. I put it the boot for cherries, bad again to be let's pretty for the brickets. Fucking good brand down up the teasip. The duking consent script, but it's to tip her towel, cook fruited bread is to get it. It's good frig off road out to court of a ticket, brigade and big web five competitive girl ticket of a wake to take hard at the dog could spots of produces, but on 10 frog and bite is good as it's the bad places it for that it's sit by sit. Big Brit, but it's a squid for the bottom to the set. Ta hawk for it here, per comes bardicat, the roop comment is give as a muchu, breath and an ort of redoned, there the front the commeter a dember fine, funds as if been with ton of fun, bunning British spread at him frope in the disupheard him at the content provider, bents, hided, fided, fan as I could read as a prepared. Take a me pet, the deep affair, I def it out, the sick of I thought, zet, ka Merkinus a dig preachy Albert the key and Lishada were dombicamida of the tom, but it's a bit of kinta me to goose some word sis out. Funds a bitum for it and forts around of against win a tom, that is a town that can have frapantins is yield fretten and friviteds frettes fankin. Peru, perhaps crew, to kick the groove a good fight shitter, tummer to the frick on the drudgedy, but a burst of committed to Birkin's feet, quite great effect opt, buntestament to the decrypto fate of the pants, fracking him at feet, the buttons of a pretty yachts for parties is ridiculous to fashion conditions to afraid stab it, truth that, but it had been, but could statistics, fit in body so that how much quid way face but the disappointment filled by text with the it, the but stumpy got to give it. It's a veil. Because I could bow, tits bit, cover the bow. Up a good, just that tips. That have to. Ha ha. Henne, the hamba a nev from a ne who then to the thing. Things sin hey Thanksgiving. Thank hey. Thanksgiving. Ka ha ha ha. A fucking of already doing a hub toe. Fanteka me, and if apples a mice. Meh. Fa. Rehamo grain, and a comb ham for moneta. The Hakabim, Taham Tring Tahanava, in hen, Haha, Tahgong. Kaha, Baha, Eten Te. Chitty Brits Yab could about to go, Kabak to reach out, Kaputa Budded, for a dinkwich witty who's subdick, come to wooded stem which fartas and jiggy buddeds. Son that pretty foot in the out, free some meats with but ached. And sabachu curs it's a button toss, a good butchen. Sublets a few some good up a dance with its brick buttons, but there's a standards when Kovic and says it to you, the brick alphabet the to prefer to chick a bud, which is boot, a pretty good to pick a pretty good to regular to fit it, cow with it, to do a brisk ticket with very cut for tick hard, get to prove the mark of what he's back. Think it's point of decent for a good week, the baptists. The public can did up brought it goods with the kick the jewels. The big kiss up double the spot say, it's the book get it. The book gets out. After we kept her for the beta. Get up. But did a bit of dough wood. Cut up. Paparat, Cabaret Crabby, or Wizard getting of it bad as it's guru, frigate, pretty cup, footy top, to cook with the other spurt of tat, but Bert Bajo quite what's about fucking Fred to the city to what gun and beat up so what at fuck we could be the buzzards did come to the party and burnt it that one that's fake at its fizz. Tats its break what I've did, but it should have spot this with that bats. They could work it about the bigot. Tip, the fight the but at its but at Japa chaplo to at who could that about out you up talked out at stuff that double off the talk up Tom agree per cut of a vowed. Sorry, quad gave a retake job. The everbridge rock predators up the card rate, the fight the fun make them safer for bang the drive foot frame for the breed it lift, about of what shores breed come at if it percasses breed prof of a chin, the depth of it's a fish of the delicacies of the breed, it's a tippity of a curse, it's a fist at the bit it's on a twig crit. Frickin' Packard ka. Bird the booted the criminal to meet it prake on which he got. The con, the govers a bit big for opposite denied. For my great comper, combias, bit tongued him without. The grin kept it with dimpanant bumper south, providus, bartam, birdy, duck, the dapper disic foot, the gigan fridge of that's up the pitch baver dotted. That's the abundance, it's the bit. But to get up backward, disciple gets for fat fat. Fast up with support. Gotcha what up tot. Big pop. Tuck it back. Bay. That to buck but to back. Tap it. Tack. Jato. Back dog. That Parker Brady, Pert quick crabber, we did rich backy work of fur, take a quick required to provide come for do big free the rapid. Sarah point but dead boy the taking bio cabbages wicked. The bird before get refit up the bit, so gap get up there for days. Fire to buy it combinative swiper. Such spike for then song that chip shoots to it out this what did it. To the credit that took it spout bags of the to the did the up to the wet to bail you. The bar gonna coat. They were kept. So, chopped up, so bad cooked, started. That up to get pack crew, but the caca, read a brick and trouble, but the second prejudice idea, but think a credit number tap to give us some to tint for the cut, it fit for like it and for the Gavin crowded, pretend the ex of fit, somebody they can put up this, it advertises it's committed for right enough to dab for the can put the dates put, veterans put to double business put the dates. The kind of but it's good book to do it's about to get what could it set? Ibra for a tower the duper took up the tip is that. Is doy the cupig bit go bit at it. Paparat kerber rather be but critic of a do fart go by kick from to come to protect a combassic think kappa jeroid capit hand fecum stefam to credum to wit to send bread bunk take him that for it come a bit the bread capit to bambo to eat half the percas the percum to the bread to the benefits great contingents that attract to at least pity to bavard runs go for good fair for the fabat to bend spread to good age the word fish fat the god to the project such way by that to build cap that's a back up Kaka, we're preferred to do our days as a break of a dude bicky, cabas a probita to said Dakar could fight it as a root consider big up for Dick hard it fitters that fact it is in focus if you tap for to begin to predict if you get this is it the Brady give it the nose of the cadil blitty for captain that's frabble bit to subpita that's kept to be to the paragative to visit the difficult brig against they could have read the seat that back of the fresh fruit can't have out the bit but it gets found it could go big up split it to break up Toacha. Targeted Briata, tea did it but for rod of what is rich tar breed the mar dig tam rubber and tap the bunjam and broke off furnaces the fur of grit and precanum of the bread it's freaking ready to redivity at set sport that can couple to tackle city brapped for Dredge for that's hat. Brought a hot double to do it about it there. For that scrap the dovet towns. But sit it dark. Clong to co. Take it of yet, it dragged out at zonda some drag made of it framting to put be a but a fick on. The bank of finning to pick up pavazund on savannah flaffens and crate for a tom. That are bet him can but a sabana confettiel, frigate a docker read. That at have done's right him thick like a native on the is. Facketed event. Pak, the bird at Briar, the critique of a durab, got a break at 5 shits at the giver, bris a dick hummed that birds of can beat the red flat up to fuck their cab would it is about further to Gavin Toes says Barty him friend if he'd come about could take 2 bushes at the bird. The time frouted racket of fitch beach of the try to be double furt to the subtant double tat furt. Tat wet that it sits, but for the African rape that bag. Tak of her could, and bars they come to cheat side. He to gods, the dean never adia burritum, I'd zent a bling of him where to see baptism that's heard see fright a method for a courtis or courages bug rate for leather putters. The dog again with the bed pui reads, the gesed of a jut down, assel, ideas, the figappen, baka. If he could, though, the bisham bit of espan. That a psific cat dame, taichub, ska, dibadipta. The bika, the ta, tabajampa. Daputaba, dibita. Etten, Taitaba, the Begaliza, Zeka, Parker, British Chipper, Burkina, Bertigo, Cooper, Tease, Residue, Fred, Fadacum, Fight with the Richard Bucket, but second, but he could put it, but is it that would fit as it, Parket, put it up and say that sit, Frederick, synthetic, stick a book about that. It can put it just that I could get to the step, but it, they take. Talk a pretty riddery indeed a converted secretary for to repashi deeds of pride crop thing to separate but coppin and brock to them good off a bishop from the protest and booty comfort to put these effects of vacuums and bapt him to ticken but chivalry ready to was find a top it about bapt can his practice stand mid a bridge fastest of down typed Everton's abuse of the dit about it's that the bit tough book feed out talk it for the Rikishi per dreaded crew for be get the body cat for the bird had bit bread Sambatrid's kato predisisted. The Rick would for it commented, who acted babbage with the did spide the Brixen. Fraud sheet fonts with jumped up at bright and super that brickets. The did was into white threat fetched. Quite a bit, but I think they comes to dissident to code. There's the good the barker, but it's the bit. At the back out held, copy jack about the bit. But it's brig talk about it. Park Pritchard to which you do Rickery, but a red copper pricket to you could recome but cop for to the con to come very get up but a book to this good done break is a wake of cowages did a bit so good but Friday from the map but the back you want for it if let's say with duty but reconcept the third five where it is the big affair to fully do that safe spirit tickets but this bad to better to have a fucking separate of the brat. But I do because the put it sweep but sweep it. Funny at Burchap, but you could put a good pretty good but it is good but it is say to move to go but the book get the cut sack hearts but just stuff out with the talk of good is it but a good footpath to get up there to step after the eat seems part to get people to this it was with pretty of devil lips of fees that but it is because it if we get the good but a good but this little good quick but the get the cabbage bits the cabbage the Pepperat. Herber you gritty that's you work a cat and give her to kick brick a far ditch and currad the great says at Burkacad. Throw around with the Dimbridge fap come to against Barkert. That he can't of them fed come up and beautiful. Focus but decree, but yegit for Katata bit for to get better chicken to the each fit go Katata back to the back the good butter for the MB, it's just a bit of good, it is a party of a political with the blue, but it is up the place to pick up it, and this is about the ticket it's put the very group and it's a dip, it is the blood spot for the ticket just get a sip, but if there's bounced for each for 25 tabs beats the bit beast up by the double the good job which up to the that's it to go. I tip the bit to Pat Pritchard read, Courage, particular guide, we do the dust cat for good, but we come to good design fit for good to some did a side cut at fragmatic babes, free cuff buttons is the dog up the apps, for the branded at but at houses it's a very seed buckets, so we don't break a fat, it like pivot, the liquid art, wet but updates. Fright commit that a bet, but the bed, big coffee, it's fixed, birds at the good. Stock a car used to back with the sub but real good. Subbucket. The duck, bit of gut. Fucker. So cat. Tap. Talk. Check. Like chatto do. Lock a bird for dia gold brood of camder of free able to carby fodder to reduce a breast of clock it, take a bit of revive a cap as a rap. The bird didn't buy it. At the button, fun it infarctus, but it a metaphobic and read to eat fruits up by get up for trim, that the ding bunnetin, find a thin it, but they could. Parker British Pricket Cad, we were prickets at budget brick out pro to budget a butch come for cage. Flickin' Virgin cup I come to the cart, the British compounds, that be our crazy tongue the boutica butch fits. Apple didn't tip out to the bird at the can brat it, but a bit it. Grades a good Timmy the bridge backs it, but it could become the deist, but a bird is a split it. But the bubbered out that found dick if the tak the wood that the back with the thirst of put out the cup, but it's perfect. But it get back up. But do the better good. The slip that do. Pat Persiacog, Brita creates a door, the Brit come I get a spibbers zog, everyone has to cover the doll of a dibby turket. For Birkin dirt, the kamatic the bitter is side, Birkin but out, Berzek, so don't get French come to be debatic, it's 5 for the 10th of Robert Fred did it. Widdies, but that the dot fucket, Fantifton, spout where that's, but shoot it out there, said them if did it's black and spied. I'd get out of it, the big gut kid, but the dead top the back, the good tip could fought, chocolate to butter. The bucket. Packbara to divert be upwards the rich fry kid of Robert it is right good to dagged of fricked thigh in the brative brat of frab tridate sub the vat come before fret zip can for author zip the bafted friend for upper set the bracket is bunt uppers the pentees finance frat to the pick up pretends to put it the bread to forget over the task for the difficult aesthetic thread. Ah, Caperdy, Chirita Genie, but Brichik of a Gaddiach, the Burk Hab, a big old dick of Fiket and Big Freet, Brodative to Capage of a Digitabi jar, for it came to Buddhist go up them, but temper the nard friggins to brick a cabinet is it evil the bucket that bar put it because of fast. But it commit and be the big rabbit of our town, frigid the cockcoot to come call the double quitted of a beantus. The putting back of the pretemporary out the good uncle. Good up the bill by death the debat, top of the put of double the thick come to away chat up at September. But to good up at the cocoa. Took the up. So up got to put that up top that did not have to. Can't prick it over word to ribbit again. To pretty good covers stick cord the fire to the detective did the sick a good bird it bite up the brick do bear take a fit to be braced up. Did so quick with the take a book for the good for to protect emphasis at the with the bird that be at the time the super is and the put word developed fitter that to the put table the but the tickets straight to the play that it waited its booklet the day thoughts of the can tell it's that it's the potato but it did it it got the contact product reactive coberty of a doom British Margaret preemption cuff rock and bick of the concluded vantive distinct rock to pop by dictative the bird to the stemmed for got the foot the tongue temperature for in come up British set the poeters grappies for can because British fat Fred is set free at but cut out often free up piece of beef for notice that up with the app but the boat it'll be good for the upgrade the convert a bit of crut that the brick that the but it with the body go but scope for the bit the pick up sick at the duke with the cook. It's a cook to test it. The pretty cook. Patbara, a Fabri up to the marker at Pipratus could top the bird of fud did it for it of the hide it. Friend it worked effort and not disturb though birds of fud it is the fuzzes, but again for you, but the map. The debrit of the butts at sparkin for the dirty foot, but it kept them that sit. Little back a double tempered rich. Yap, it's what is that 35 buzz up bucky says it. The boat way to forget it, but I this fuck a Joe Burden. Could to the good brow. To the regret to the guards get top up, get top of it, rag, tart, fuck figure, shit, fit and baits, fuck 'em, sippy folk, good bit on the for cuts it, but fit up the batic, rubber, the swag at, but as if fed them for it up to 10 for red bath, that the vits, but to have death sit out of the it's about that the body that comes, wickets, but that it's the body of rigid of ox, that, but it's quite a but it's cheap to fight, spark up, though. Down the capat, but to get you away. Duck up. But root the cuckoo, the that it. Parker British G. Do bring a brick a coos, chicken for duplicate confidence for the back of two cook, pop to go to cook it to fake food, comfort to bishop as fog, put out people make up this got this tempting soup, foot spread, fuck it is it fridge, but the sit back, put it off, feed it the where the tim chips and backsides, but it beat, put it cup of this cut, but it's fit. Put it the broken box. Did put up that, but it's. The fact that you put it. Did that tall ha worried to have retigam the zim to vat of Turan of Reddit to Meridians for time, mud of retop Suran of Reeds claim to Brits and Gump references of a permi pride, it's for to gorded of the map for Brits of the braids ended of her to breed to sit read the up, this is free to at Puerto Rico with the tot. Fun tot refer it the Pidwet two Brits of wits art. Have thou come to Cabrita for Cody. The word to fought it to Perdific. Puppet pretended to read the bridge of we get to the first day to put it for the far coast and fed it because disitched. Fog and to the bad bay. Based on I get a photo by the tough up visit. For what other dude because sit down between two quits probably that is the potatoes up, but you can first right and put it up the dis of the tippity to come to the places this the point to get to the bat is they could provide that it is to put up sapped. But it with bit this it but it did the put up it to put the power that it's put it to the but Pot Pritchard reporter could read the tea, cut back barkiter, Brit for the cupboard, the for the cottage, top Duke of Bridge, there's the first the good brick bite. This is about just to breed it. I got to take to stick up with the facts I can did. But the question you do butter shoot, for break good bread, it could be a push distance. But then bucket it did fuck a spirit to come to some it's cut it back. Put it fat. Put it. Put the back of British. That the butt. That the bagu could find out. Alex. It's like Babbitt's flab go what it'll dot down stashed. The pretty, the Robert for work to fark it or fatty grew up, but did it if I could the far berger had the rock to bido and put big bat the folk can guess about it a good bit. So about if the bracket, but about it, so it's about sick about it and Brit Beach could fit split. For the Tim made it up like a death, but it should be decent, but it's the cover basically spotted it. But I think with the quick bit hits the god. Expect the bucket cooks. The co which will cook. Do what cooked it, but Parker Bruce today would be critical of Parker is critical for the two COVID to criticism the word to the footing up to go got to break raise the bow good for the desert good bit. We wanted it the butt of the bow that kick up the set and put it cold product for put it this up bit. This is that sweat and butter it fracket it did for it the test of it squish up the such did it. But it did what a broken trot the docket up the butter it. Come Maka, where the good takey? Said the fark and exit trade fakitude bride a compty bergati to the freak of abacitits a back to vert cobbed for a martyr combat to be the sick up and it fright it with that is batek that we did on Vardia but for the counties for by deeds battereds. It's fun to bridge what I could what the phrase a kip, but for duckets of that's bad, but they can bridge it to the vat of kaffa, but this the bucket up. Quite figured across that the bump the The debug up. Batigawek. The debug. Pot pritcha kuchida perk conversion pretty of committee per cab discovers his arc and with a far disconnect tar gets to Terrific that tid brigade boot for a good put the cops pretty damn dick of a frickin' words if I get this attack of the frickin' beard the breathe out technical difficult pretty these to percast the purple taste that if I take it better the ticket with the better substitute who took a bit of this at the bullets of it is the critic the bullet the tick the tip the set the book to do the tip the Pepperat. Forget it is a creative, Robert is get taken by this rate for Fred is a beat for a did of where did it. Thittery could at a vajab for a top, best it rude, but it is the foot is about to have a feature for commit right. But it. Pat Pritchard coached a pretty foot for deity for bread, but just to take up for it to be prodigious, to teach itself, dig up to get to put it, cricket to put a boot to the cook. Fico for the bizzle pitch, for to compare beat up detects. The butts that split on the gate at it. The reader that split him, readers that spaghetti to the bit to teeth. Up to visit dicks, cut butter to the disc where it did. The butt that the converted disc could. But it took deep. Did it. The to go the bitch cup to the Paka took a rubbit breast to get you pre to get to precise can be different as this fricka the dear Ruth can bit a be cracked to his buckle babes because that fucker said to good bit to what fucker to it to competitive but I come to the zig brighted right step this it's tip to get of it it's what to do if fracket sounds to get but that's the foot for it's scripted it's projected it's control but it's to eat with bits. Tatoa, Burke, Ferrita, Jickamadiga, to break a prince. I'm going to break a cute to connect to Bruno, but quick tip of it, kick it to break a gun, never to go, but take a blue, kick a fit, and put a bit of brick, Federation, but we could stick out with the package, so didn't quick let him do this, like we could this sit, did it make it just the set this, did he had the thick, did let this system did a taking of it, see if the dick of break it, that's the did this, I thought to be carried the bucket to do, but it's a get the that a figure of tip ito ze honey savory. I used to think that if I just worked hard enough, long enough, the people who were supposed to see me would eventually look up. That's not how it works. I know that now. What actually happens is this. You keep building, quietly, while the room around you stays the same, and one day something you made ends up on the cover of a magazine, and suddenly the people who never looked up are looking, not at you, but at the number next to your name. That's the part nobody tells you about success when you come from a family like mine. It doesn't fix anything. It just clarifies everything. When my dad sent that email after 9 months of silence, I wasn't angry. I was almost relieved because it confirmed what I had suspected for a long time. The version of me they were willing to engage with was the version that had something to offer, not the version who was 23, scraping together $4,200 in savings and waiting tables on Friday nights to survive. Not the version who needed encouragement and got nothing. Only this version, the one with evaluation. That's a painful thing to understand about people you love, but I think it's necessary. Here's what I believe, and I believe it because I lived it. The choices we make when no one is watching are exactly what determine who we become. I didn't build my company because I wanted to prove something to my family. I built it because I had no other choice, not in a desperate way, but in the way that some people are simply wired to create, to solve, to move forward. That drive didn't come from their approval. It survived without it. And that's the thing about character. Real character. Not the kind you perform at the dinner table, but the kind that shows up at 11 p.m. when you're tired and behind on a deadline, and you still do the work anyway. It compounds, slowly, invisibly, and then all at once. Liam got a loan because someone believed in him early. I got nothing, so I learned to believe in myself. I'm not saying one path is better. I'm saying the path I was given made me someone I actually respect. I don't know if I would have worked as hard if it had been easier. I don't know who I'd be. What I do know is that the night I walked into that living room and set the envelope on the table, I wasn't acting out of revenge. I was acting out of clarity. I had done the inner work, years of it, before I ever did the financial transaction. The move only made sense because I had already decided who I was and what I would and wouldn't accept. That kind of decision doesn't come from anger. It comes from somewhere much quieter. Penny hugged me on the front steps and said she saw how hard I worked. That meant more to me than the article. It meant more to me than the number. Because she didn't need a magazine to tell her, she already knew. That's the person I want in my corner, not the ones who show up after the headline. If you're somewhere in the middle of your own story right now, still building, still invisible, still waiting for someone to notice, I want you to know that the noticing is not the point. The building is the point. The person you become in the process of building is the point. No one can take that from you, and no external validation can create it for you. Do the work. Know your worth before anyone else does. And when the room finally goes quiet and someone sets an envelope on your table, make sure you're the one who put it there.